Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're tackling something you guys specifically requested, how to speed up your wealth building journey.
It's such a popular topic.
Yeah, and you sent in a really insightful article by Sharang Nadkarni called, If You Really Want to Accelerate Your Wealth Building, Master These 10 Skills.
So, lots to unpack there.
Yeah, we're gonna dig into it and try to find the absolute gold just for you.
Yeah.
One of the things that really jumped out at me at first was how Nadkarni really emphasizes learning from your mistakes.
He does.
He makes the point that everybody makes mistakes, even
Even the expert.
even the financial gurus.
Mm-hmm.
He's not shying away from that at all.
No.
He's really saying not quitting is one of the biggest edges you can have in wealth building. What do you think about that?
Well, it's all about resilience.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just bouncing back from setbacks,
Right.
but actually using those setbacks as fuel to refine your approach and kind of learn from them.
To learn from them.
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of people give up when things get tough or when they're not seeing immediate results.
Right.
And they may be right on the cusp of a breakthrough,
Yeah.
but they just give up too soon.
I wonder if it's also about reframing our thinking a
Yeah.
little bit. Instead of seeing mistakes as failures, what if we saw them as kind of stepping stones?
Absolutely. Like embracing a growth mindset is really important.
Okay.
It's about seeing these challenges as opportunities to learn and refine our approach.
Yeah.
It's kind of like building a muscle. The more we stretch and push ourselves, the stronger we become.
No, Carney doesn't just leave us with these, kind of vague ideas, though. He gives us some tools.
He does.
One of the tools that I found interesting was this idea of Kaizen, this Japanese concept. Can you kind of break down what that is?
So Kaizen is this philosophy of continuous improvement.
Okay.
But it's through small, consistent changes.
That's right.
It's about making these little tweaks.
Little tweaks.
Yeah.
Right.
Every single day that kind of get you closer to your goals.
Okay, so instead of trying to overhaul my entire budget at once,
Right.
maybe I focus on cutting back on one unnecessary expense this week or something.
Yeah, exactly. Like maybe you brew your coffee at home a couple times a week instead
Right.
of,
Going to Starbucks.
going to Starbucks or going to the,
Yeah.
whatever coffee shop it is.
Mhm.
It's about those tiny shifts that actually over time
Yeah.
compound into significant changes.
So how did you connect this idea of Kaizen to the idea of mindful consumption,
Okay.
which Nadkarni also talks about?
Yeah. So mindful consumption is really about awareness.
Okay.
It's about understanding the difference between our needs
Yeah.
and our wants and recognizing how our spending habits align with those long-term goals.
Yeah.
So Kaizen can actually help us make gradual adjustments to our consumption patterns.
So it's like a tool for mindful consumption. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Because we're so bombarded by all this advertising telling us to buy,
Right.
the latest gadget or whatever. But mindful consumption is saying,
Yeah.
wait a minute, do I actually need this, or am I just,
Yeah, is this really serving me or is
Yeah.
this just, something that I think I should have?
caught up in the hype?
Yeah.
I love that. Now I'm curious, thinking about Kaizen and mindful consumption, is there one little financial habit that you could tweak starting today?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah, just something small that could set you on a better path.
I'll have to think about that.
Okay, something for our listeners to think about too,
Yeah.
as we move into the next big piece, which is Nadkarni's breakdown of these high-value skills.
Yeah, I was blown away by the breadth of skills he covered in this article.
Me too.
He goes way beyond just,
Yeah. The typical personal finance advice? He's talking about business and tech and communication and even creative skills. It's amazing.
I think it really highlights how versatile wealth building can be.
Yeah.
It's not just about
It's not just about crunching numbers.
crunching numbers.
No,
It's about leveraging your unique strengths and talents.
totally. Why do you think these skills are so crucial in today's economy?
It's about adaptability.
Okay.
The job market is constantly evolving.
Right.
Technology is disrupting traditional industries left and right.
Mm-hmm.
So by developing these high-value skills, you actually make yourself more marketable,
Okay.
increase your earning potential, and open yourself up to new opportunities.
Okay.
It's like you're future-proofing
Yeah. Future-proofing your career.
your career.
That's great. So Nadkarni lists a ton of skills in here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just pick like 3 that are really different from each other.
Okay.
And unpack those. Where should we start?
Let's start with financial literacy.
Okay.
I think that is foundational, understanding the basics of personal finance.
Like budgeting and investing.
Budgeting, investing, being able to make informed decisions
Yeah.
about your money.
I see it as like giving you the power to control your finances rather than being controlled by them.
You're not at the mercy of your circumstances.
Exactly. Okay, so financial literacy is like the baseline. Then let's jump to something more techie.
Okay.
Like coding and software development.
Yeah.
Those are really valuable skills in a lot of different industries these days.
Absolutely in high demand.
And you don't necessarily have to become like a hardcore software developer, but just knowing the basics of coding can be so helpful.
It can open up a world of possibilities.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially as our world becomes more and more digital.
It's like speaking the language of the future.
Totally.
Okay, and then for our third skill, let's pick something a little more creative, like content creation.
Ooh.
In the age of social media and all these online platforms, being able to create engaging content, whether it's writing or video or audio, can be a way to build an audience, build a brand, and even generate income.
Yeah. And it's exciting to see how people are turning their passions into income-generating ventures through content creation, whether it's, sharing your expertise on YouTube or building a following on Instagram or writing a captivating blog. There's so many different ways to do it.
Content creation seems like a natural fit with Nad Carney's idea of building multiple income streams.
Absolutely.
That's what we're talking about, right?
Yeah. Multiple streams of income provide financial stability and accelerate wealth building.
Okay, so content creation's one avenue. Nad Carney also dives into automation and networking as essential tools.
Yeah, but I think we should delve into those in more detail in the next part.
Sounds good. We've covered so much ground already.
We have.
In this first part, from the importance of resilience and mindful consumption to starting to explore these high-value skills.
Yeah.
But we're just getting started. We are. So join us in part 2, where we'll unpack even more of Nadkarni's insights and figure out how you can actually put these ideas into action.
I'm excited.
Me too.
I think this is going to be really helpful for a lot of people.
Awesome.
All right. Welcome back to the deep dive. So we're going to pick up right where we left off, exploring Shirang Nadkarni's wealth building framework.
Okay, so last time we laid the groundwork.
Yeah, we did.
With those, like the big concepts like resilience and mindful consumption. And we even started looking at those high-value skills that Nadkarni talks about. But now it's time to figure out, how do you actually use these ideas?
Right. How do you apply it?
How do you apply it?
Yeah, and I think that's where Kaizen comes in.
Okay.
Remember those small, consistent changes we talked about?
Yeah.
That's really where the rubber meets the road.
Yeah.
You don't have to tackle everything at once.
Yeah.
Pick 1 or 2 skills that really resonate with you and start building from there.
Okay, so it's about making progress, not aiming for perfection.
Absolutely.
Right away.
Progress over perfection.
Yeah, I like that. And it's also important to remember that not every skill that Nadkarni talks about is going to be equally relevant to everybody.
Yeah, it's all about finding the ones that align with your interests or your current career path, or even just something you're curious about.
Right. Like, what if I'm intrigued by this idea of content creation, but I don't really think of myself as a creative person? Where do I even begin?
I think you just start exploring different mediums.
Okay.
Dabble in writing, experiment with video, play around with audio, maybe even try some graphic design.
Okay.
See what sparks your interest, what feels most natural.
Yeah. And just remember, it's a journey, not a destination.
Totally.
Nobody expects you to be a master content creator overnight.
Just embrace the learning process. Be patient with yourself and celebrate those small wins along the way. And that actually applies to any skill you choose to develop.
Okay. Good advice.
Sure.
Now let's talk about automation for a minute.
Okay.
It can be a total game changer.
It can.
For saving and investing. But the setup can seem kind of intimidating at first. What are some practical first steps?
So most banks and investment platforms these days have built-in automation features. You can set up automatic transfers to your savings account or your investment accounts on a regular schedule, like weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, whatever works best for you.
It's like paying yourself first.
Exactly.
The money's gone before you even have a chance to spend it.
Right. And what's great about that is it takes the emotion out of it.
Okay.
You're not relying on willpower or motivation. Which can be really fickle.
Yeah, totally.
So you're essentially building wealth consistently, almost effortlessly.
Just by setting up the system.
Exactly.
I like that. Okay, so we talked about automation.
Hmm.
Now let's get into networking. Ned Carney's a big advocate for building strong relationships.
He is.
But how do you do that authentically without it feeling like you're just using people?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I think it starts with genuine curiosity and a willingness to help others.
Okay.
So, reach out to people you admire, ask thoughtful questions, offer support or value in return.
So it's not about going in for the ask right away.
It's about
building those relationships.
building those genuine connections.
Over time.
Yeah, and nurturing those relationships over time.
Okay, so go to industry events, join online communities, find conversations that are actually interesting to you.
Exactly. You never know where those connections might lead.
Awesome. All right, now let's shift gears and talk about multiple income streams.
Okay.
We know it's important for financial stability and building wealth,
Yeah.
but creating them can seem like a huge hurdle for a lot of people. So where do you even start?
I think a good place to start is by brainstorming your skills and your interests.
Oh.
So ask yourself, what am I good at? What do I enjoy doing? And then look for ways to monetize those passions.
Like, for instance, maybe you're a really good writer.
Yeah.
So you could offer freelance writing or editing services. Or maybe you're a fitness fanatic.
Yeah.
And you could do personal training or online fitness coaching. Like the possibilities are really endless.
They are. I mean, you could create and sell digital products like ebooks, online courses, design templates. Don't be afraid to experiment.
Okay.
And try different things until you find something that really works for you.
I love that. And Ned Carney makes the point that continuous learning is key.
Oh, absolutely.
As you're exploring these new avenues, you need to invest in developing the skills and the knowledge that you need to be successful.
Yeah, so read books, take online courses, attend workshops, find mentors in your field. The more you learn, the more opportunities will open up.
So it seems like Ned Carney's framework isn't just about individual skills.
Right.
It's about really cultivating that wealth-building mindset.
Absolutely. You hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
It's about seeing challenges as opportunities for growth, being mindful of your consumption, and constantly seeking ways to learn and expand your skill set.
So it's like having that long-term vision, being patient with the process, staying committed to your financial goals, even when it gets tough.
Exactly.
All right. Well, we've covered a ton in this part.
Yeah.
Get ready for part 3, where we're going to wrap up with some final thought-provoking questions to help you personalize these concepts and really chart your course to financial success. Welcome back to the deep dive. We've spent this whole deep dive looking at Shireen Ned Carney's 10 skills for faster wealth building.
It's been quite a journey.
Yeah, it really has. And now it's time to kind of zoom out a little bit and see the big picture.
Yeah, synthesize everything.
Yeah, exactly. Because, this whole deep dive isn't about blindly following a set of rules. Right. It's about giving you the tools and the ideas so you can create your own path.
Your own personalized plan.
Yeah, to financial success. Ned Carney poses this really interesting question in his article, and I think it's a great way to wrap up our discussion.
Okay, Stu.
He says, if you could master just one of the skills we talked about today, which one would have the biggest impact on your wealth building journey and why?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
It is a tough one. So take a second to really think about that. Is it mastering financial literacy so you can make really good decisions with your money?
Yeah.
Is it diving into coding so you can have all these amazing career opportunities in the tech world? Or is it maybe becoming a networking master so you can build those relationships that will open up doors you didn't even know existed?
Right. There's no right or wrong answer.
There isn't.
Yeah.
It's really about figuring out what works for you.
Exactly what aligns with your goals and your dreams.
Now remember, building wealth, it's a journey, not a destination. It's about growing, learning, changing, adapting,
It's a constant evolution.
It is. And probably the most important thing is taking action.
Yeah, don't just listen to this.
You're right.
And do nothing with it. Put it to work. Make those small changes, experiment, try new things, and just see how your financial future starts to shift.
Totally. We've just scratched the surface here. There are so many resources out there that can help you take this even further. Books, online courses, other podcasts.
Yeah. Find what works for you and dive in.
Exactly. So keep exploring, keep learning, keep pushing yourselves. You have the power to change your financial future.
I do.
And we believe in you.
We do.
Until next time, keep diving deep.